What's good, everybody? My name is Jada.
I'm Liz.
And I'm Camille.
And we are calling all boss babayas and creative kabayan. Sometimes Tita needs a time out.
Yes, so we're here, your titas, to talk about what it means to be tita.
So take a deep breath because today we're talking about relationships, like intimate relationships.
Oh,
You know, dating, marriage, all that.
all that goody, sometimes not goody stuff.
It's hard.
Juicy either way.
Oh, man, but it is a day after Love Day. Happy Galentine's.
Yes, Galentine's. I love me some Galentine's.
Galentine's for Scarborough people. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man, what did you guys do for Valentine's Day?
I had a regular work day and then it was Ash Wednesday. So
Yeah, it was Ash Wednesday.
I went to mass with my husband and my sister, and then because we do the no meat, and then we do like a Catholic fast, and then we just so we did like filet-o-fish.
Yeah.
Which you like love.
I know.
Yeah, you
I
love it anyway, so it was a good one.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
So.
Liz?
I went to the doctor's yesterday.
So romantical.
Yeah,
Right?
but I've been waiting for this appointment because honestly, I feel like I've lost my voice since like COVID. So
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
and I started
Yeah.
getting really paranoid that I had a lump or something. So I finally got the appointment, which was on Valentine's Day. And I didn't want to like push it because it's a specialist. And it was such a funny experience because he was like, first of all, he was like, because he was asking me all those questions that doctors ask you, like, what do you do for a living? But I'm like, oh, I'm a business owner. And he's like, oh, what business do you? And I was like, about mom. He's like, I just ate that yesterday. I'm like, shut up.
way.
Yeah.
way.
And he's like, not a Filipino guy. He's like a really random doctor. Yeah.
Wow.
And he was like, yeah, I was just at the hospital and I ate it and it was so good. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyways, guys, I got diagnosed with, okay, it's not scary.
Right? I'm like, she's laughing. And I'm like, what's happening?
No, but I really got diagnosed though with something in my throat that you get from screaming a lot.
No
so he's
way.
like, yes. So he goes to me, and I go, oh my gosh, so is it like really serious? He's like, no, just don't laugh a lot, don't scream a lot, and not too much like crying, emotional crying. I'm like, that's literally me. Like,
So don't be yourself.
be myself. That's literally his diagnosis
way.
and how to cure my little lump in my throat.
Oh my goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
And then he was like, do you want me to refer you to a therapy? And I'm like, no, that's okay. I'll just try. And I'm like, I also have a podcast. So
Literally, like,
I don't know
oh
what
my
I'm going to do with
gosh.
myself, but
So Liz is going to talk like this now.
Right.
yeah.
This is now an ASMR channel.
Now I cannot laugh.
ASMR.
Guys, now I cannot. Yeah.
Liz, that's hilarious.
I know.
That's
kind of
hilarious.
trippy. I'm also I just know because I cackle.
Right?
So it's like, first of all, a laugh is like, it's a natural reaction. So now you have to
I
like
have to think about
tell yourself.
not be too loud laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tita, relax.
Yeah. I know.
Wow.
So that was my Valentine's Day. Like that.
Wow, that's so trippy. Also, I never knew you could be diagnosed with I've never heard a diagnosis.
Yeah, there's
like
a thing,
that
I forgot
before.
I was gonna
called?
say, what's the name of it? Because I would love to know. Like,
Shoot, something in your throat, like some like
Wow.
lumps in your throat. Yeah, I don't know. I'll get
Well,
back to you
I'm
guys
happy
about
that
it.
it's like you're good. You're
Yeah,
I'm good. Yeah.
treatable,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. He says it's the least worst case scenario, of,
Which is like
Yeah.
perfect.
So it's
Yeah,
just
we'd
good.
rather that. Oh man.
I just
my
have to be
God.
less me now.
no. Oh, look at this. Look at this. She's- oh my God, she's a mime. She's a mime.
Laugh like that, guys.
No.
That's so trippy. Anyways, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Wow, that was good, Liz. Thank you.
Yeah, that is
was
definitely an
amazing.
eventful Valentine's Day.
What about you, Jay?
yeah.
Miss Jay.
I forgot. Because, I don't know. I just feel like it's the middle of the week.
Yeah.
I am single, but like I don't have a partner, so I just felt like also I house sat for my friend and dog sat a couple of weeks ago. So we had the condo. So me and my friends we ended up doing an early Galentine's
Oh,
kind of like
cute.
celebration.
Fun.
Just because we had the space, but. Yeah, that's my answer. I didn't do anything. I just worked.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, I just worked.
We got the toilets fixed at home. Like,
Nice. That's fantastic.
yeah, you know.
Normal day, guys.
Right?
So yeah, that was my Valentine's Day. Pretty uneventful, but to
Great.
me, it's also I don't know. It's one of those holidays that like it's a game time decision for me every year. It's not something that I'm like, I need to celebrate like a Christmas
or anticipate.
Or, you know what I mean? It's like, if I have a partner this year, then maybe I'll celebrate. And I have years where I've just worked and I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Awesome. L is for the way you look at me. Oh. For the only one I see is real estate.
There we go. Smooth. Also, I always think of Parent Trap too. When I think of that movie.
The intro. That's so funny.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Speaking of real estate,
yes.
Just a little quick update for you guys.
Yes.
January stats are in, and the housing market started to pick up a little bit of momentum. Housing sales were up across the country 22% from last year, which is a big deal. A lot of economists and other realtors and other professionals are saying that this is the start of the market turning back into a seller's market.
Wow. So a lot of people are happy about that.
Yeah. So what that means is buyer sentiment is back up and the competition is going to be high again. Right?
Oh.
Yeah. So I know it's still a little early to tell. It's only been like January was literally just higher than anticipated, but still was anticipated to be high. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the year. There are some economists that think the opposite, that think that, it's too early to tell and that we'll see. We'll see in spring, we'll see in the summer, but I think it's interesting because there's so many different markets within the real estate market. It's kind of hard to just blanket everything, right? Like I have a client in Clarington who's looking for leases. I have an investor who's looking, in Leslieville, Toronto, or to purchase a home. So those two markets are not the same. So
right.
it really depends on where you're looking, right? So that's my 2 cents on what's happening.
So I wonder if the interest rate is going to start dropping. To accommodate a buyer's market, because if the interest rate is still high, I mean, I'm still not going to buy a house.
No, I know. And that's the interesting thing, right? Because like, I'm so happy you brought that up, because the thing is like everyone wants the interest rates to drop, which is great. But typically what happens is when the interest rates drop, prices go up, right? To kind of counteract all of that. So we'll see. And the reality is like all of last Q4 of last year, they were talking about the interest rates coming down. So even just those conversations, I think, are what helped contribute to such a lively market last month. So
Okay,
we'll
cool.
see.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see how it turns this spring.
Spring
is the market season. Right?
Exactly. So we'll see.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe in spring when everyone, once the winter's
That's
done.
the hope. So, or for a lot of people, we'll see. We'll see. And we'll deal with it as it comes. So
Yay.
hit me up.
Hit up Work with Cam.
There we go.
What else, girl?
Let's see. Did I think of how we'd segue this one? I don't know. I don't know what else is happening. I don't know what else is happening as of late. I've just been so busy with work, so I haven't even been on Instagram like
that's
that.
what it is.
And then I
We're
feel like
just
I'm like out of the loop.
Yeah, doing so much right now. Like this weekend, we are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we get to
kind of a big deal. Finally, I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I started a new business in the child minding space inside of a recreational facility, and it's called Creative Space. And we are grand opening this weekend.
Yes, at
The
Battle
whole
Arena.
space, Battle Arena in Markham, Ontario.
Yes. And it's going to be a good time. Everybody can come check out the facilities, check out all the businesses and the teams that work within the facility, and just hang out with us for the afternoon.
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there. We're going to have fun. You get to meet Tita Salita there.
Yes, definitely.
So pull up.
So exciting.
2 to 4.
Congrats, Liz.
Yeah.
2 to 4 p.m.
2 to 4. If you want VIP, that's from 12 to 2.
There you go.
You can DM our site for that.
Or DMJ.
We'll make sure that you guys get on the list, okay?
Yes.
All right. So love, guys. Love.
Where do we want to start?
I know. Where do we want to start with this one? Like we've spoken about friendships. We've spoken about family.
Should we start by introducing
kind of like our
position in love?
status?
That's a good
our love
idea.
status.
I am single as a dollar bill.
Yes, baby.
Or as a Canadian loony, I guess.
Canadian loony.
We want to translate that.
Clink, clink.
I've been single now. When did I break up with the last guy? That was December 2022.
So was that pandemic?
No, post-pandemic.
Post-pandemic,
But
okay.
single essentially for 2023 up till now.
It's okay.
Currently not dating. Like I don't have any apps. I'm not actively looking. I'm not close to meeting people and run-ins, but like I'm not actively putting an effort into like.
I mean, you're doing you, boo boo. You know,
I'm busy.
Yeah, she's busy. She's busy.
Exactly.
If someone happens to come along and
Yeah,
align,
like I'm not closed off from
Right.
the idea of love or like, someone who's interested, but I'm also on some like, unless I also see like some kind of like effort from another person or like consistent or like even like interest, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, they are my cousin. Like they're like,
What's
it's all love,
The zone? Friend zone
but it's
or what is
like,
it?
or
The
friend
cousin zone.
zone,
The cousin zone,
like,
yeah.
but not going out of my way for it right now. Just not something I'm prioritizing per se, but I'm also good. And I say that to not be like, Debbie Downer and like, oh my God, I'm single. Like, even though I will have moments like that because I'm human, but that's my status. How about I'll pass it off to Miss Cam Gunn.
Oh, me.
Miss Cam Gunn.
Hello. Hi, I'm Cam Gunn. No, just kidding. My name is Camille Sagan. Mrs. Camille Sagan.
Yes. Tell him again.
Right? I'm newlywed. I've been married for 208 days.
Today's
Day.
Of course, I know.
cute. So cute, Cam.
208 days. So just over 6 months, almost 7.
Yay.
To the love of my life, Justin, Mr. Justin Sagan.
What up, Justin?
Hi. As you can see, I've been hit by Cupid's arrow pretty strongly. Very much in the...
I love it though.
I love it
I
too.
love watching her
I love it
gush
too, yeah.
over her man.
Yes.
And it inspires me because I'm like, one day my man's gonna come.
He's a good man, and I'm very grateful for you, Justin. Love you.
Don't cry.
Shout out to Justin.
Oh no. And that's all I have to say about that right now.
I love him very much. Thank you.
I love him so much.
Wait, so how long did you know him before you guys got married?
I met him in 2013, and we didn't start dating till 2014 in the summer. And we've been together ever since. So it's been, this is our 10th year together.
Here we go, decade.
So,
Hello.
yeah, thank you. This summer will be our first year anniversary as a married couple, and then 10 years together as a
Beautiful.
Perfect. I love that.
Thank you.
Oh, I miss those.
Okay, Liz.
Moving on to Liz.
Yeah, right.
Take it away, Liz.
Okay, I'm Liz. Just kidding. Liz Javier Buenaventura. I am married with 3 little babies. I've been married for
The
going
cutest.
into 12 years.
Wow.
To my high school sweetheart.
Beautiful.
Hello.
We've known each other since we were 15. So we've been together for we got married on our 10th year, so we've been together going into 22 years. So like more than half my life, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
and
What up, Jack?
yeah, I mean,
We see you.
it ain't easy. But yeah, we'll get into it, I guess, like after
man.
the break. But yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah.
I will say, as the single person on this panel, it's definitely not. Dating is hard. I'll say that, but I'm optimistic, and I look forward for the day that I do find my partner.
Yes.
But I also, because I'm older, I will say that I've started to shift. Like I feel like when you're younger, you're like, oh my gosh, no. Nope, lost my train of thought.
What? Oh,
my
okay.
goodness. I had everybody in on that, hooked in. No, but I will say, like, I guess before I had the thought of like, oh, like I want to get married and have kids, and that's still like, I'm still gunning for that. But there is, because I'm also just being realistic with my age, I'm also like, who's to say? Maybe I find the love of my life and like we live off the rest of our life together. Like, or like maybe the family and kids is not necessarily there, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting world right now.
No, I love that though, because I have a lot of friends too that are still single, you know, and I kind of love how you have this beautiful peace and hope as a single person. Like, you know, there could be people that are like, you know, like you said, like, you know, I'm so sad or whatever. But, but taking that energy and being like, let me just like focus on myself. And then if that person comes that aligns for me, then I'm open to it too, right? Definitely. And that's beautiful because that's part of the journey.
I love Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, she was doing an interview once and she was saying how, like, someone asked her, like, does she feel like she's missing something or that she's lacking? And she was like, so confidently, she was like, no. She was like, not verbatim, but she basically said, you know, unless like I can find someone who's truly going to contribute to my life. She's like, I have an amazing life. I have nothing to like complain about, you know? And it was just refreshing to see that, just because we all know too, as women, you know, it's almost like there's the older you get, and if you don't have certain things, it's like you're damaged goods. And it's like, nope, that's not the narrative. That's not what it is.
That's not what it is.
You know, times are changing. So yeah, that's how I see it. Like, until I find someone who can truly contribute to my life, then I'm like, I'm just focusing on myself. But I will say, I would try to tell myself that in my 20s, but like deep down I was still like, no, but I'm saying it out loud because I feel like you're supposed to, but like deep down I'm like, no. But versus now, it's like I am accepting and I think more understanding and giving myself grace.
Yeah. And we were just talking about loving singledom, you know, and having the grace and peace and understanding that we don't have to fall in the pressures of, you know, because we're women, there's a clock or all that crap, you know?
Yeah, no, for
and
sure.
I feel like a lot of people need to hear that.
I feel like I've shared this with you guys off camera, but like I listened to a podcast once and Shan Boudrum from LA, original Toronto native, but she did say that, like, you know, as everyone's dating, there's a lot of people asking, like, what's wrong with me? Like, is it me? Is there something I'm not doing? Is there something I'm not doing enough of to be chosen, you know? And she said, reminded the audience to give themselves grace, because the reality is the dating world right now, like, it's like she said, she labeled it a dating apocalypse. Like, it's not just hard for you, it's literally hard for everybody. Yeah. Because now you want to also throw in like things such as like, you know, with pop culture, there's like that idea of like you have your wife, your girlfriend, and your side things, and like women are independent, or like as soon as you don't like something, don't stand for it, like leave. And like the idea of like staying and working on a relationship, like that like diminishes sometimes. So like, not saying like that's law, but like these are the things that are swirling. You know what I mean? Yes, and then also throw on top of that now, like we have the concepts, not that they didn't exist before, but we're more open to talk about it. There's like people who want open relationships. It's just all these terms that I can't even keep up with. And I know some of y'all out there know what I'm talking about. Like there's like a new term every day, but it's definitely hard. So give yourself grace, but I still stay optimistic. And at the end of the day, even if I feel like a certain way, it's like I still bring it back to myself. What do I want? And I also feel like as I go down that journey, you know, what is meant for me will come.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's just my viewpoint on all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've also spoken to some of my friends who are on the dating apps, you know, and they ask those questions like, is it me? All these things, right? And I'm like, you know what? When you put yourself on the dating app, let them know exactly what you're looking for, so you're not wasting each other's time. Like, if you want to be in a relationship, let them know. Yeah. Because someone who wants to be in a relationship, then maybe, you know, you just like cut the BS. Like, just let them know there that you're not into this and that. I mean, I know it's easy for me to say because I haven't dated someone in like 21 years. And I know the dating scene is like probably really crazy now because everything is like swipe, like instant gratification.
Yeah. It's crazy to think like it's great. Like, again, technology is great. Like, you can get an influx. You can choose guys from the comfort of your couch.
Right.
But then, you know, even though the quantity is increased, the quality is like, what I hate about the dating system, and probably why I'm also taking a break from it right now, it's just like, one, I feel like it's always a cycle. It's just like, okay, I'm ready, let's go. I do my profile, I jump on, I match, I go on dates. And then it's just like, I don't know if it's just like the like continuous like try, miss, try, miss,
It's work.
try, miss. And then I'm like, I'm over this. I'm done. I'm busy anyway.
Yes.
Break. Then you take your break, and then you reset the cycle again whenever you kind of want to get back.
That's so
in.
interesting.
It's exhausting. That's why I was like, I don't even have the time and energy to invest into it right now, because of the things that I'm working on.
I understand.
And then also when you think about the dating app, like there's so many steps where things can break off. It's like, one, we both have to like each other before even convo, like we can
connect.
open a convo,
right,
and then we can talk on the app. And then it's like, are we gonna move off the app? And then are we gonna have continuous like conversation? Are you gonna set up a date? Are we gonna still talk after that date? Are we gonna like there's just so many opportunity for, I feel like, where people just like can fall off.
Right. But it's like a filtration system though, right?
People have different dating styles. Like some people are like, no, I need a FaceTime call and this before I can even give you my number. Or there's like some people who are just like
free.
Like some people like maybe stay on the talking phase for too long and take too long to go on the date, and then it kind of like you lose that magic. So like there's different techniques too as how you can approach it. Everyone's different.
I wonder what the stats are now. I haven't obviously checked in a long time, but like they used to say that majority of people meet through work. And like I'm hearing you in terms of like the dating app, and I'm like, wow, like I haven't been on it like those things in a long time. Like when POF was a thing, I don't know. Like,
POF, that just shows
how long it's been. You know
I've never been on a dating app, guys. I don't know.
And that wasn't even I don't think that was an app at the time. I think it was a website. Like I think you had to log in on your computer, and you couldn't message unless you were logged into your computer, right? Like before phones had apps or whatever. And I think like, I'm so curious to see like how many of these relationships actually stem from online versus when you're out in the real world doing your thing.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
No, this is, well, here's...
because like in real life, like to your point, like you were saying, like you have to go through so many steps, whereas in person, sometimes that electricity, like, you can't feel that online.
It's true. And actually, I've had experiences. There have been times where I'm like, the texting was like, all right. And then we meet in person and I'm like,
bam.
Wow, your texting does you no justice.
Yeah.
Or the texting's like electric.
Yeah.
And then you meet in person, I'm like, well, this is weird.
Oh
yeah, it's like
was
so
ChatGPT doing
I have so many questions. Oh my God.
Oh my God. And then also, but to your point, like meeting in the real world, well, like in terms of just like how pop culture and things are shifting, it's like people don't walk up and talk to people anymore. Like
I do.
You do, yeah, like in your work. But I mean, like back in the day, it's like, yo, if you saw a girl on road, yo, this is my only time to talk to her.
Right.
You better have a piece of paper and pencil or pen or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like a one-time opportunity, but I don't know if it's in this day and age of just like easy access.
And like respect for what is, I think we were talking about it last time, like guys are kind of like afraid to approach women because of, you know, like some of those.
Oh, because women are like are so like
and
independent now and stuff like that.
Yeah, like a lot of like the Me Too
intimidated
and like,
like,
like, you know,
it's almost like I'd rather be safe than sorry kind of thing, right? Or
I'll wait till she talks to me type of thing.
Exactly, get some kind of sign. And then I actually wanted to touch back on your like point of saying like meeting in the real world. So it's like I look at that two ways. There's like work. If it's work wise, I never want to talk to anyone because it's like it's work, right? Like I don't want to have blurred lines. But then in the real world, it's like I don't know. Like I guess like I've never intentionally gone out to be like, okay, maybe if when I'm while shopping.
Yeah.
But like
you know,
sometimes
or
it's
like,
not like you know the meet cute. Like you, you're not intentionally going like I'm going to go to the mall and I'm going to find myself. I'm going to shop for a man. Like you know, like it's not like, but you're just you're kind of meet cuting. Like maybe you're skating one day and you crash into each other. I don't know.
I have one really cute meet cute. It didn't go. It didn't go anywhere, obviously, because I'm single. But like, it was a really cute like interaction. So I matched with someone on an app, and like we're texting, and it was like going well. And then there's one day I was like, yeah, I'm just like going to my cousin's house like for his birthday, and he's like, oh, it's so crazy. I'm going to my friend's house for their birthday. Yeah, and then we like met, like got to the house, and I was like, hi. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah. Wow. And it was like, and then it was cute, and we like went on a couple of dates. Honestly, he's super awesome. I thought he was great. He still is a great guy. But yeah, just didn't, you know, I personally just had to make the call. I didn't see it romantically going ahead, and I didn't want to waste their time. And also, it's like, you're my cousin's friend. Like, I don't want to ghost you and disrespect you like that.
Right.
You know, and I think honesty is the best policy. But yeah, didn't.
But do people still like meet in like clubs, like social settings? Like,
Do we even have clubs in Toronto?
I mean, they do, but it's like secret clubs, I think, right?
There's definitely clubs. I think, I don't know. I never take at the club seriously just because it's like
the environment.
9 times out of 10, everyone's kind of nice, or it's like, you know, actually, now that you say that, it's kind of funny. I did my last boyfriend was in the club.
There you go.
But that one was cute too. Okay, so it was Halloween. And I knew my girl dropped like a lot of money for like her Halloween costume, and no one in our like little party group chat was like down. And I was like, okay, girl, come on. Let's just go. We made a night of it. We got a bottle. We had a good time. We spill out of the club. And then there was like this like drunk cowboy that came up, and he was just like, he wasn't like terrible, but like he was still closer. Like he's like, hey, but he's like swaying, and it's like, oh, okay, oh my God. Like, and then my girl kind of like saw a guy close by like having a smoke, and she like signaled him like, do something, like come here.
Yeah.
And he came, and then then the rest was history. We kind of like we exchanged numbers. Yeah, it was cute. And then but yeah, you know, everything happens for a reason. Didn't end the best way, but actually no, it did. Like it was love between the two of us. Yeah. But we kind of just came to that decision, like, yeah, you know, this is not. Yeah, we're just gonna call it. So, you know who we love too? We love Kai.
Yeah, we do.
We did not even mention her yet, but we are sending you so much love. This girl is putting in that work for this hero right now. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
From like the little sneak peeks that we've seen.
She's painting Toronto, y'all.
Right? No, it's awesome. It's going to be so worth it, girl. You're almost there.
Can't wait to see. Beautiful.
All right. So, Miss Newlywed. Me. Oh my goodness. So what are you loving? Like what's like, other than your man, we know you love your man. What are you loving about like newlywed? Like, because also sometimes people, when they're like, oh, when they get married, they're like, well, we were already living, like, it's almost like, well, we were already doing this. Like you feel that shift or the change with being a newlywed. Like,
definitely. Yeah, I definitely do. That was actually, I don't get that question often because they're like, people assume, they're like, oh, you were already living together. You already, you know, and it's like, no, that's not, if that was the case, then I don't think I would have gotten married. To me, being married was something very special. It's a sacrament, you know, I'm Catholic, so it means a lot to me. And I definitely do feel that shift, as did he. It was a very emotional day. You know, it was great. It's been great. I've honestly just been enjoying being a wife, like just kind of having that title and kind of like, like embodying it. I don't know. Like I think I mentioned this to you in passing once, where it's just like, I used to see myself as a provider. And I think to me, I definitely kind of subscribe to like, I don't want to say boss babe because I hate that term, but like that like type of life where it's just like, I can do it all. I don't need a man type of thing. And me providing for my family was it. Whereas right now, and over the past several years, really, I've kind of transitioned into being more of like a maternal figure, which sounds weird even now still to say out loud, because there's different ways to provide, right? And I feel like I can still do all the things that I want to do as a provider without, how do I say this? Like without subscribing to that label, right? Like I can still be, I don't know, like just more maternal, more gentle.
Absolutely.
But like also like a beast.
Yes, 100. Yes, exactly.
So I don't know.
Oh, I love that. So have you started feeling the pressures from society or people asking you all those things that follow marriage? You know what I'm saying, right?
Where the baby's at,
right? Oh my God.
I've been so grateful in my life, whereas my family does not put me under that pressure at all, with the exception of my father, who, you know, lives in Nigeria and, you know, very, very different culture. So, he's not afraid to ask me. But other than that, I would say I don't really have that pressure. I would say I don't even really have self-induced pressure because I don't consider it to be my call. You know, we're not not trying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But when the good Lord decides
Yes.
that the sperm shall meet the egg in my body,
It's gonna happen.
you know what
Because
I mean?
it is a miraculous thing, right? Like it's really a thing that when it happens, it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of women out there do put that pressure on themselves, or they receive it externally, and they get sucked into that narrative. And sometimes that stress, unfortunately, negatively impacts that scenario, and that's like the last thing I would want.
100.
You know what I mean?
You're
So
right.
Even if someone were pressuring me, like my father, like no offense, Dad, I love you, but it's not your call.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I don't
you
care
for
what
like
you say,
standing on that. No, honestly, because I
Yeah.
also think women need to hear that too, right?
Yeah.
It's my life.
That's like stop it.
Yeah.
So wait, question for both of you guys, because I'm single, so it's like it could randomly kind of lightly be brought up during like dating questions or whatever. But for you guys, like when did the conversation of kids come with your partner? Like, did you bring it up? Did he bring it up? Was it like, now we know we're getting serious, or like?
I'm very.
I guess when was that checkpoint for you two?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm very forward, so I wasn't afraid to bring it up. Like, just
I want babies.
right? Well, I think you also have to know the person you're talking to, right?
Yeah.
Like
Valid,
Justin's
valid.
you met him. He's like probably the most laid back guy out there. So like he's not going to bring it up per se. But like I also see how he acts with kids and all this stuff. And like for me, like I just wanted to talk about it. I wanted to see his stance because I'm not here to waste my time. I'm not here to waste his time.
Right.
So like I brought it up, when
sure. And that is a very important
I was
thing
gonna
to talk
say
about. Right?
very
Like,
extremely.
serious
Even before you
relationships.
get married, I think that has to be addressed.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's a make or break situation. If you're with someone for so long and then you find out that they're actually not interested in having a family, then right?
What are you gonna do, right?
What happened, right?
Yeah.
So how about for you, Liz? How was that conversation?
Well, I've been to Jack for so long, so it's funny because you guys know I'm a very structured person. So I was like, when we get married, after 5 years, we're gonna have a baby, and then
did you have a presentation?
Yeah, we had a time, but it's funny because like you plan it, but that's not always necessarily God's plan. So when we hit the 5-year mark, and I wasn't getting pregnant, my brain went all the way to maybe I can't have one, and then I'll just share that I've had a loss, right? So then
sorry,
it's
girl.
okay. But I mean that's like. Yeah, so like when we started to actually try, then that happened. Then it, you start to think like, oh, is there something wrong with me? Blah blah blah. But
of course.
you just
Which it isn't. But
yeah. Then you just go through that, and I guess that's also just part of being in a marriage.
And now you have the cutest like little set of kids. Like working with Liz. Sometimes like there was one time it was the first time she brought the kids to the gym. She's like, "Let's go, kids!" And it was just like when it's like mama duck and then the baby ducklings just follow in line in order. I'm like, oh my god, so cute.
That's literally how they have to be.
Actually, I have a random like kind of question that popped up. So,
Yeah.
do any of you guys? First of all, do any of you guys watch Love Is Blind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did you start
funny.
it?
Oh, is there a new one? Is there a new one?
It started on Valentine's Day.
I wonder.
There's
Ooh.
6 episodes. If
Justin,
you don't
what
know,
the
now
heck?
you know. I'm
going
starting
to.
episode 5 of 6.
Don't
and
tell me
honestly,
anything. Don't tell me anything. No, you cannot.
Okay, yeah,
This
don't
is the
say
one. Justin is like
Yeah,
about this show.
Me too. Me and Jack.
Do not
Okay,
say
hold on, wait.
anything to
How
me.
can I ask this? Okay, no spoilers. Okay, so the question that I'm getting that was inspired from Love Is Blind is I know you guys are taken, but like if you were single, if you were dating, if someone has a kid, would you not want them to tell you?
Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely. Yeah.
No, I agree too. I think it's like weird when people like don't
say it.
I know
that they
why
have
they
a kid.
don't, and I have my 2 cents as to
well,
why they don't.
Why?
Tell us.
What do you think?
Well, not in a malicious way, but like there's someone in my life who is a single mother, and it's not something she brings up right away because nor does she introduce the child right
Oh
away.
no, for sure. Yeah, that's a
Because
separate conversation.
I
when you
feel
bring
like
a
it's
kid
just
in.
one of those things. Like you want to make sure you know who you're talking to first before you bring your kid. Like,
Yes.
that's a whole other energy.
Right.
You know what I
No,
mean?
for sure,
And
for sure.
Like for me, like I understand why it's
Yeah.
not always brought up right away. And like,
Yeah.
because if you're not going to entertain the person for long, but to your point, like if it's in this scenario, because the premise of Love is Blind is you're going to marry
Get
this
married.
person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you should absolutely bring it up right away.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
No, for sure. That's my opinion. But anyways, you guys will understand when you finally watch episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I always think that's something interesting. And to me, like someone asked me, like they were like, "Oh, like, are you gonna judge me because I have a kid?" And I was like, "I'm not judging you because you have a kid. I think it's very common. Like, there's a lot of like, single parents out there that have kids. But I'm not necessarily gonna judge. Like, I'm not going to hold it against you that you have a kid, but in reality, it does give me more grounds to kind of like observe you.
Yeah.
Because now I know you're a parent.
Yes.
Right?
There's a whole other set of questions I can ask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're single, if you're just a regular guy, then whatever. But like, if you have kids.
Now there's a story. There's context.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
or
a
it's
whole
like
thing.
you have kids, but then you never see them. Or you, like, you know, I don't know, there's like, you know, social media parents where it's like, it's all for the flash, right?
Right.
What are you really doing on that day to day, right?
It's
and it's
a
like,
whole Pandora's box.
right? Without getting too messy. But anyways.
I do have another question though for newlywed. Because it's been so long since I was a newlywed. What have been challenges from transitioning to not being married to being married now? Or have there been any? Yeah. Or you're still kind of like on that boat where it's still amazing?
Next question.
Right? And I think because like, and this is maybe something naive for me to say because we are so early in our marriage specifically, not so much in our relationship. We've always been like really strong communicators. We don't like yell or fight or scream or anything like that. Like I don't, that's just how I refuse. Like that, I don't think I could be in a relationship like that. Just being the type of person that I am. And knowing Justin, he couldn't either. So I think that if I'm being honest, like I don't want to say that we've had challenges oh no, I'm lying. One thing that comes to mind,
There it is.
it's not like a challenge. I would say an adjustment is like this is something so small, or it seems so small. He plays hockey every week.
Okay.
And he wears a visor, not a cage, on his helmet.
Oh.
Okay.
And to me, like it's unsafe because like everyone else wears a cage because I don't want him to get hit in the face with a puck. You just can't make it happen, right? So I asked him to get a cage, and he didn't want to. I've been asking for years. And he didn't want to. And I explained to him, I'm like, we're one flesh now. Like what happens to you happens to me.
Right.
When we have kids, what happens to you happens to us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100.
So when he understood that, then he
got the cage.
Yeah.
Good for you, Justin.
Yes.
So thank you.
It's from love.
It means a lot. Yeah.
I want to go to that concert really badly. By the way.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I want to go to that concert so badly.
I have a friend going.
Oh,
she's
if I was
American.
single, I would just go.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Lovers and Friends in Vegas, guys. I'm pretty sure our generation knows what concert we're talking about.
do.
The lineup is insane.
It's a unicorn lineup. Like that's a dream.
So good.
Absolutely.
So good. But yeah, speaking of lovers, my darling, people want to know, inquiring minds want to know, what is the key to a long lasting and successful marriage?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I would call it. We're only 10 years in, so we still got a long way to go. But I mean,
but still a very important milestone nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah. Like, we've gone through a lot. So, you know, when you grow up with someone basically from 15 years old, you go through high school, you go through college and university, you go through every transitional part of your life, right? And you grow with them. Sometimes you don't make it, right? Sometimes you have to break up. Sometimes you have to make up. Like, it's a process. It's a whole process. But I think through it all, I don't know. Well, I mean, I know how we got there. It's, you know, of course, communication and love, a deep love, sacrifice, understanding, all those things, right?
Yeah.
But I would say the best part of our relationship now, being with him for 21 years, is actually not when we were growing up and stuff. It was after we got married. Our marriage was it changed. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. Like Cam said, even though you've been with someone 5 years, you were with Justin, right? And 10 years I was Jack before. There's a transformation. It's like, I don't know how to say. Maybe it's like, you can't mess up. I don't know. You know, like you can't mess up the way you would if you were in a dating relationship.
No, for sure.
And now you just gotta invest.
Yeah.
and be aligned and in your goals, in your, this is going to sound really business, but in your mission and vision for your marriage.
You know, that's a real thing. Yeah, for sure.
So I guess always communicating that way and always making sure that you are trying to achieve the same goals. Yeah. Like Jack and I, before we got married, he asked my parents if I can move to Alberta with him for a job, and we were not married. Okay. And my dad was like, are you asking for a blessing or you just decided like that? You know, like he came from Alberta back to ask for my parents for permission to bring me to Alberta, not to marry me, but But guys, the day that we landed in Alberta, he proposed to me. Because, and if he didn't, I think I would have been like, what? Like, I moved my whole ass life. But like, without me even having to ask him, we were in West Edmonton Mall. We were walking around the mall. Yes. Took me to New Year's Day.
In there or something.
Yes, New Year's Day. And then he took me to a restaurant, acting all funny, and I'm like, he said, let's say a prayer, and I'm like, don't say a prayer, like what's going on? I kind of felt like something was happening, obviously, because I know him. And then that's when it happened.
Were you a mess? Were you like did the whole ball?
Yes, the whole thing, right? So, but yeah, I think just when you grow old with someone and go through all those phases, it's really just getting back to knowing who that person is. Can't get lost in the noise and in the pressures and in the negativity. People saying this, that, you can't, you got to do this. And just hold it down together. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
And yeah, I mean, it's not easy, but
that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. And I can feel the passion and the love off you. And as much as like, as the single person, when they're like, oh, like, you know, it's like you want this relationship, you want that long lasting love, you want that. But the reality is too, when I talk to my friends that are committed, it's like relationships take work.
They do.
It's a lot of work. There's like the honeymoon phase and all that stuff. But like in terms of it being long lasting, I think you said it, like having that same mission and vision. And then it's that also collective like investment. And that commitment from each side that like no matter what happens, like through life or death, sickness and through health, like you know, they're gonna stick by you, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely, because you will absolutely get tested in your marriage. If it's not of each other, it will be certain expectations not being met, and I think I'll be very honest with you guys, I think one of the hardest things that Jack and I went through when we transitioned was when we first became parents.
Oh, for sure.
The introduction of a new person in your life, and it's not about him or you together. It's about that little person that challenged us to the core.
For sure.
But I think if you can get through, you know, that, and there's a lot.
And you have beautiful kids. And I always say the kids are a reflection of the parents.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
True.
So it's like, no, but that's a real thing, right? Like, so,
I had to look it up when you were talking earlier, because you were saying like, it's only been 10 years. Like you need to give yourself a lot of credit. 10 years is a long time. And also the average, because you know I love stats.
Yes, we love your stats, Cam. We do.
Average marriage length in Canada is 15 years.
Really?
Yeah. It was 15.6. Now it's 15.3.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're doing, and that's as of 2020, the last census.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you're well on your way. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no problem.
Amazing.
Thank you for asking.
No, of course.
Oh man,
I feel so like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just so emotional, like talking about these things and like hearing, because as you're talking about it, you're talking about the trials. Like it's true. Like I think when you're saying like so many people want that relationship, you have to want the ugly parts too. You have to want. There's those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to. They say be careful what you wish for. Like you know, and like this is probably one of those like the perfect example, because you have to know like you said, you know that person, getting back to them, knowing that person doesn't just mean like knowing all the great qualities. You have to know their weaknesses, their strengths, how ugly it can be. Like you have to be aware.
Yeah. You have to be aware, and you have to be able to want to work together to overcome every obstacle and challenges, because there's going to be a lot. If it's not when you're newly married, it's going to be when you have children or whatever it is, right? And so when we say it's work, it's real work, because it's an emotional investment, financial investment, mental investment, physical investment, everything. And so, you gotta buckle up to be.
Question for you, actually. So, like, do you guys have like specific techniques of like rekindling or reconnecting, or like does something have to happen where you're like, whoa, okay, it's been a minute, let's go on a date? Like, how do you guys kind of I guess navigate that?
I just like tell him because like men, or I don't want to say in general, but like Jack is also pretty laid back. So, and sometimes like things go out over his head, and so I have to say, listen, like we have to do this, or let's do that. Of course, your anniversaries are when you kind of bring it back.
Yeah,
we watch our video, we share with our kids now. You know, we watch all of that stuff.
So
yeah. And guys, like, I want to share with you, but Jack's like speech at our wedding was like the Holy Spirit was within him. He just like said I don't know what, but he said it, and I was like, you literally said that. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but we always try to go back to that. We go back to that when it gets hard, right?
Yes.
Like, because it's easy to forget. It's so easy to forget. It's so easy to take each other for granted. It's so easy to be angry and be caught up in the noise of life.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, so well said.
Yeah, it is. It's so easy. So just, stay grounded. Oh, and of course, prayer. Prayer.
There you go.
Prayer. Like that's it.
Oh, I love
like
that.
keep for us, you know, pray for each other, pray for your marriage, pray for strength. All of that. That's important for me anyway.
For sure,
right?
for sure.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All I want to do is cry right now.
Oh
Like, holding back tears. I don't even know.
Why am I
like what?
tearing up?
It's beautiful because, like, you know, you're right. Like, and you know, us both being very prayerful people, like, it's just, I can't imagine what my life would be like without it, but I also don't know what my marriage would be without it. Like,
100.
it started with God, and it, you know, when we came together for the sacrament of marriage, like, it was just, the Holy Spirit was there that day. Like, you know, you just feel those things, and then like, you can't forget that. Like, to your point, you can't forget that. It's with you still. You have to acknowledge it. Like, it's just,
it lives in your marriage. Absolutely. So that was a deep one, guys.
That was a good one.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So thank you guys for sharing, though. Like,
Of course. Yeah,
part
this
of
is
your
fun.
life.
I enjoyed this
Thank
episode a
you.
lot.
I think that's it.
Yeah, right? Like, oh my gosh.
Hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Love
We
Day.
celebrated.
And have a great weekend, everybody.
Yes.
Till the next time.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Have a little